Please work. It worked.
Yeah.
Cool. I gotta watch an ad.
Yeah, I gotta. Let me see. Refresh. Come on, phone. You can do it.
I believe.
Still hosting Nightfell. I took him off my my auto host. There we go. I love it.
Okay, good. I was like, shit, I got 30 minutes. What? Oh, okay, here we go. We got a troll.
That's amazing. You threw that together in 30 minutes. It's impressive. There's going to be so much reading in this one.
Is there? Oh God! Oh, let me look at this.
I'll take the reading. If you want to read the Cosmodrome vodka thing.
Yeah, how far down? I'll read whatever you want me to read, man. I'll follow along.
Okay. Yeah, I might talk if my voice starts to get a little tired. I'll toss something to you.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
But it's mostly
the vodka. Okay, found it.
Yeah, the reading is the reviews at the end, because I just pull quotes from a review compilation whenever we do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice show notes.
Right, could get rid of that stupid highlighting in the Death Stranding review.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's still annoying to me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Okay. I actually didn't notice it until you said something. Now I can't stop seeing it. Why is it cream?
Okay.
Making that
what
twatter post.
Playing old video right now. There we go. Okay. I tweeted already.
Oh, you are amazing.
And I tagged you.
You tagged me?
Yeah.
Let me go share that tag. Sorry. Boom. Retweet. Bam. Done.
I like it.
I like you.
I like you back.
You know what? Good. I like that you like me.
What is that? Did you stop streaming?
No, it's still going for me.
Now it's just auto playing episode 142.
I'll refresh and double check on here. My end. Yeah.
Okay, now it says okay, that was really strange.
Oh yeah, Audacity. Let me open that for you. That'd have been awkward. Because I've never done that before. Let me make sure this is the right thing. Recording this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Right thing. Recording this. Perfect. All right. I have Audacity over here, so it's not in the way of the stream because I had that while I was testing. I will go ahead and press record. That's just going.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Let me turn the baby monitor down. Then we're good to go, man.
Nice.
Badly as you want in the middle of your show.
Hey, we had Google interrupt last week while we were talking about Stadia. My phone was like it pulled up the assistant and searched for something. That's pretty great.
You want me to look up shoes? No, I don't. What?
Did you get a new chair?
I did.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Respawn. They make games and chairs, huh?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. This chair has probably got the best campaign I've ever sat in.
Campaign? Is that what you call a seat?
It was a Respawn joke. I was playing off a your joke. And
I didn't get it.
Yikes!
All right. It does look comfy, Grumpy. Can't wait to get back in my chair instead of the stupid hotel chair.
You want to sit in my lap, dude?
I mean, maybe.
It's something I'm honestly interested in.
Oh, all right. Well, if you ever drive to Guardian Con for your trip, you have to swing through.
Oh yeah, because you're be a little out of the way, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? That'd be a crazy drive. I don't think I want to do that.
I think it's only like an hour out of the way.
I mean, just from here to.
Oh, that drive, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, that'd be a 27-hour drive. I'm good.
Grumpy, I'm a couple years, Grump. I'm going to be living with my parents for a few years.
When do you get in with them?
In about 2 weeks. Hopefully their office building's done being renovated so I can use my room and it's not occupied by my brother and dad all day.
Yeah,
they've been working out of my room. Yeah. So.
All right, good. 2 more weeks to go, man. You can do this.
Yeah, I can do it.
After 7 weeks, let's 2 more.
Right? All right. Let's clap and do this thing.
Okay. I think that's something I want to do.
All right. Let's do this clap in 3, 2, 1. Dope. Here we go.
All right.
Hello, listeners. This is BarelyADS, the show where we shoot from the hip. I'm your host, Xanfan711, and joining me for the first time in a while, Elmerfoot Games. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man? It's been a long time, yeah.
It has. And I'm so glad to have you back on, it's Monday, but normally we're doing Sundays. We don't record on the same night anymore.
I know. Like, it broke my heart. I was like, I was on that show almost more than I was on mine. And then they moved to our night. I was like, no.
Yeah. So, let's get through this rigmarole.
Okay.
We're live right now at twitch.tv/BarelyADS, where you can find us normally on Sundays, even though it's Monday right now. Band of the Week this week is brought to you by Paper Jokes. Paper Jokes. Nobody really tells them because they're terrible. Oh, God. That band is To Love and Grow. And guess where you can find them? toloveandgrow.bandcamp.com. And it's free. So give them a download. Send them some money. Yeah, support the homies. If you want your band or anything on the show, shoot us an email to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter @BarelyADS or join our Discord, which is the best place to do all that stuff. You want to find that link? You can find it at barelyads.com, as well as a link to our YouTube, where we really hope you'd go hit subscribe, where we still need 53 subscribers to have youtube.com/barelyads. Finally, if you want to support us monetarily to help us pay for these show hosting fees that always seem to pop back up when I have no money, patreon.com/barelyads.
Yeah, I had to feel that 100%.
Yeah. Every time it comes up and you're just like, well, crap, I just bought this big thing.
Yeah.
Forgetting.
Right. This show costs money to make. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So the fundraising idea that we stole from you worked out well last time, so we might have to do that again. But it'd be easier if you just subscribed.
Absolutely.
And little deep cut that we'll announce more about on episode 150 in 6 weeks. What the hell?
That's terrifying.
We're gonna focus more on the Patreon next year. In year 4 of this podcast.
I'm sensing some calendars. Is that what's happening here? Some sexy bads calendars?
Oh my gosh. We might have to make that a thing.
Yeah. That's
It'll just be Titans in
We'll
sexy
talk.
poses.
No, it needs to just be you and Ben and Scott, just in the best places.
Wearing above the knee assless chaps. Please review this
Thank
podcast like last episode, which was called Above the Knee Assless Chaps on iTunes, and give us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that. All right. So Fudd,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna half interview you because it's been a hot minute. What
It's
have you been up to, my dude?
It's probably been like, I think it's been like 50 episodes. No, it hasn't been that.
Yeah. You've been on a post 100 episode,
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's definitely been like 30 something though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while.
Been a while. Ask away, my man.
I mean, what have you been up to, man? Like outside of the gaming world, I mean, we're getting into the winter. Shorts are never going to come off, but
Nope. I got a new route at work. I'm
Okay.
now on a walking route, so I got to be one of those guys. I got to walk 10 miles a day now.
are you happy about that?
I'm
though?
so happy about that. I
That
can
would
be
be the best.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this route for like 5 years, and the route I was on, they added a bunch of stuff to it, and it was just a nightmare. And so like, I was just about to go. You know what? I just need to quit. This is ridiculous. And that route popped up that I wanted for like 5 years. I was like, it's mine. And because no one wants to do walking for some reason. I mean, everyone else is really old there, so you know.
Yeah. Well, now you get to exercise at work. That's
and
amazing.
get paid to exercise. It's the best, dude.
That's been happening for me as well on Friday night. So surprise, front of house managing is way more physically intensive than back of house managing for some reason out of a restaurant. Friday night I closed and had 18,000 steps.
Oh yeah, because
I walked 8 miles at work that day. It's like, wow, okay. And then Saturday I closed again and had another 13,000 or something like that. It was gnarly.
I'll believe it, dude. It's crazy. That stuff adds up, man. You're just going to hear talking to this person back and forth, and
crazy. I mean, I'm at a training store, and the managers that are there, I'm just gonna say it, they're kind of lazy because there's always a training manager to do their work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of the time, they're just sitting at a table.
So the training guy, he's got it. He's got to learn.
Whereas I'm like running around seating and bussing and like putting out fires for servers and stuff like that.
Sorry about that.
All good, man.
Little guy realized I wasn't mom and was very upset.
Apparently that's a thing with Ben's son as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if it's not him that puts his son to sleep, he gets mad.
Oh, man, yeah. It's funny because my daughter is like obsessed with me, and my son's in a phase where he's like, I want nothing to do with you, guy. I get home and he's like, you again? It's just, it's depressing.
Oh, man. I bet. He'll come out of it.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah. So, speaking of father and son stuff, I went disc golfing with my dad yesterday, and it was a blast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's he's like the best beginner that I've ever played with.
It runs in the blood, my man.
I guess. I don't know. He's getting really mad at himself. I'm like, Dad, you are throwing this way further than any, like, it was his 3rd time playing, but the first 2 times were like 10 years ago. And I was like, you have like missing rotator cuff and a fused ankle and like all this like old man stuff going on, and you're killing it for basically your first time.
You've got a bunch of old man stuff going on. That's incredible. Right. Do you have like a lot of courses near you where you moved out to?
Oh yeah, there's so many.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the one closest to my parents' house was amazing. It was about a 5-mile walk altogether. Good mix of long and short holes, good mix of turns, not too thick a brush anywhere. Yeah, it was a really good course. And
that's awesome.
The weather was like 60 degrees and sunny. Come on. Perfect. Yep.
I'm jealous.
Everywhere's getting snow and talking about cold, and it was 55 degrees today. I was like, I'm going to wear a sweater. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get into what we've been playing. I know you had been playing a bunch of Red Dead. Are you still into Red Dead?
So, when the announcement came out that Red Dead was launching for PC, in classic Rockstar fashion, where they didn't say anything until like a month before they were doing it,
Right.
so we all were kind of like, we'd all just grinded out the multiplayer, where we were like, basically as almost as far as you could go. Our camps were fully upgraded. We're like, we're killing this. And like the next day after we all were excited, they announced that, and we're like, ah, shit, we're gonna have to do it all again. So we kind of stopped playing for a bit, but I think it launches tonight as of recording. Wow. So I haven't been able to buy it on PC yet, but I think they're all jumping in tonight. So yeah, we'll be diving back into the old Red Dead grind again.
I'm sorry, but I will not be joining you.
That's all right.
The game was good, but it wasn't for me. So, and that's okay.
I think you need to try the multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't.
Totally different ball game.
That's still not for me.
It's fine.
Yeah. So it's like close to an MMO without being an MMO, and I've been trying to get back into an MMO lately. I played WoW Classic for a couple weeks. I played EverQuest Progression for a month and a half, and I just can't dig in like I used to anymore.
That's because you're playing the classic stuff, man. You got to get in the modern stuff where they got it figured out.
I mean, EQ2 Progression is not the same as like WoW Classic. They keep all the quality of life stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you're just playing through the old content at the pace of the new content.
Okay, and that's kind of cool.
It was like every 2 months a new expansion, so it's like it's a quick progression. I got through the first expansion, leveled up to 60, and was like, I'm done. But I did play a mage for the first time. It was great.
Oh, how'd you like the mage? Besides, it's great.
Oh, I really liked it, but I was playing the raw support crowd control mage with charm. So it was easy mode. I'd go into a zone, find the highest level mob in the zone, charm it, and then just wipe everything.
By
That's
So
myself.
good.
I basically soloed through the whole game.
That's so awesome. Yeah, no, there's a while like in WoW, if you're leveling a mage, where like if you got touched once, you died, and there was like a window of levels where you got a couple spells that you could just like, I'm just gonna go pick up the whole zone now, and just and everything's dead. You're like,
Still not as broken as leveling with a druid in EverQuest 1 when kiting was first discovered. The common kite there were two main ones, and at like level 30, you would turn yourself into a wolf for the speed and farm dwarves at the Dwarven City dock. You would snare 4 of them, get them grouped up, and then just run away and area of effect attack all 4, and then do a U-turn and do it again and again and again and again. And then once you hit level 50, you did the same thing with wyverns on the side of a cliff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. What else have you been playing then? What's the current?
The current, so mostly, really, it's been Star Citizen, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare. A lot of that. Yeah, which is really good.
I've been hearing that. And Activision, in a very Activision fashion, has stated that it's like the best selling under these circumstances ever, and the best under these other circumstances ever, and stuff like that. So, but it is still the highest selling of all time so far. And digitally too, they went really hard in digital. It's fully crossplay, right?
Yeah, completely. Which is like at first I thought it was going to be you had to choose, like, oh, I can only play with PS4 people if I choose to play with a PS4 friend. But you'll go into lobbies and like it's a nice mix of all 3 platforms. It's super cool to like load into COD and see, the Xbox logo, the PlayStation logo, and the BattleNet thing all in a row. It's really cool.
Oh yeah. Are PC players dominating over the console players?
Not as bad as I thought it'd be, because like a lot of times you're watching the kill cams, you can tell someone's on a console. So the aim assist doesn't like just drag to center mass. It usually, because they're going against PC players, like the aim assist drags to the head immediately.
Oh,
yeah. So it's kind of like
aim assist against PC players. Okay.
so we can do the snap shooting, but they can like kind of drag into the head easier, So
yeah. All right. And then I think my favorite thing about Star Citizen is listening to you tell stories about Star Citizen. Have you gotten into any crazy shenanigans lately?
Well, this funny thing happened last night actually. So they just recently made it work where VoIP works, so like voice and stuff.
Hmm.
So and I didn't know this worked yet. And so I was like carrying a box with minerals. They just put mining in the game. And I was going to a console to sell it, and this guy walks up and is like screaming at me through the game, "What's in the box?" And I'm like, "What is happening right now?" I'm like, you know, so he's talking back and forth, and then Gunbait walks up and is like, "Hey, hey, back off! This is our stuff." And like starts shining his light off and on, and this guy's like, "Okay, okay," like backing up backwards as he's like flashing his light in his eye. And then so I sell everything in the box, and I'm like, "But I still have the box." So I set it down on the ground. I'm like, "Okay, I guess we'll go do something else." Like as we're leaving, we hear giggling, and we turn around. The guy that was yelling at me had picked it up, and you just hear really this high pitched voice. He's like, "The box is mine!" And he like runs off the other way. We're like, "What the hell just happened?"
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah, so you can like hail other ships and actually talk to people now, and like
Oh, like Star Trek.
yeah, and like you can pull up, you can call people from your whatever the tool is on your wrist or whatever. Like I can just phone people
Tool.
up, yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, so that's really cool that they added that in. That's been really
Nice.
fun.
Hell yeah. Well, I've been playing Destiny, of
Yeah.
course. And thing to note is that last weekend, I think it might have been like right after the show, it was a late night and I jumped into comp with Narwolf and the great Autismo, who's a British guy in our community that stays up way too late for a British guy. Like we're up at 3, 4 in the morning and he's still playing with us at 8 or 9 in the morning over there. And we just jumped in for fun or whatever. Me and Autismo are sitting around 31, 3,200 in comp, and Nar is at 5,500. He grounded out in the first week.
Jesus.
And we played for a good 2 or 3 hours and only lost twice. And it was amazing. And we were playing, like I was doing my mountaintop Syntheseps thing, and Nar was using
Being you, yeah.
I was using Wishbringer and seeing through walls, and then Autismo's an aim shooter, so he uses snipers and pulses and stuff like that, and he's pretty good with that. So I think it was the combination of our like weird play styles, and like we didn't really do call outs a whole lot. We just have played together so much.
Mm-hmm.
I gained 13,000 points or 1,300 points. Yeah,
Damn.
so I ended the night at 4,500.
Dude, that's huge.
Right? So I'm actually gonna probably go for legend this season and see if I can't snag that not forgotten.
Dude, that's not too far away.
Right? The only problem is after that night I put in Mass Effect Andromeda and I started playing that, and it got its hooks into me. It's really hitting the nostalgia points for me for some reason this time. And the one patch that exists for that game seemed to fix a good chunk of the bugs. Yeah, they patched it once.
Yep. Thanks, Internet. I won't get into that again.
Yeah. So, and I think what's different this time is I'm paying closer attention to the story beats. It is a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
The premise is just fantastic. It's the premise that I think... what's the other space exploration game that came out right before it called? You played it, I'm sure.
Did I? Was it a lot like Mass Effect, or was it more like
It was more just exploration.
Oh, was that oh god.
It stunk for a really long
time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just talked about this game the other night with someone. Oh no.
Killing me.
Yeah, they remastered it. Come on, chat. You got this live
show. Anyway,
I have the cover art in my. I see the whole thing except for the title, and it's killing me right now.
So, yeah, so that's the same premise, but with NPCs and a story. And I think the best way to put it, and I said this to Fudd last night, is I was reading emails. I was on my ship reading emails from NPCs, and I didn't even do that in Mass Effect original trilogy, but these for some reason, and I don't care about the like correspondence to like the different planets and the different alien races, like or that like I'm not going to go that deep, but the ones that are directed towards my character, yeah. And I got to one from the ship medic, and she's like, "Hey, with all this exploration and running around and stuff, like make sure you're stretching 5 to 10 minutes a day. Here's 3 yoga poses to do." And I read the yoga poses, and I was like, "Oh, those are real poses." And then I was like, "Oh, I have been needing to stretch." So I stopped to put the controller down, and I did the poses that were suggested in the email.
I love
I
that so
stretched for a
much.
good couple minutes, and then hopped back into bed and kept playing. But it's been so much fun. I actually at work today was just like, I just want to go home and play more Mass Effect.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's so good.
When you have a different mindset going into it, it's a completely
Mhm.
different game. Oh yeah.
Well, and it's so much less glitchy now.
Mhm.
The only beef I have is only being able to equip 3 powers, and I had that beef before. But it's, come on, where's my power wheel? Like they or my ability to use my teammates' abilities or equip my teammates with different guns and armor and stuff like that. The customization of your squad is much more limited,
Yeah.
and I'm not a huge fan of that. But otherwise, your customization of your own character is much deeper, though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like the ship a lot. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, the ship is really good, and it makes sense. Like the Normandy 2 and 3, the organization of that ship, you're just what the heck are you thinking?
Especially in the third game. That
Yeah,
was
especially 3.
such a disaster.
Only being able to go to the front from like to the bridge and then the back through one side. Uh-uh.
By the time I finished the game, I still had no idea where I was in the Normandy at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, and I'm starting to figure out the Nexus. The first time around, the Nexus was really confusing to me, but this time like this spatially makes more sense. So I've really been digging it. Oh, and Kumail Nanjiani plays Director Tan, who you hate in the game,
Yeah.
but I really like him
Plays
as
them
a
very
actor.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear
I
more
heard.
about this because there's some really cool like story points I can't wait for you to get to.
Yeah, I've almost caught up to where I was in the story the last time. So I went to Aria and I picked up Jal, and then they give you the whole Mass Effect thing of like, here's 2 planets, choose one to go to, and I went to Harval. So I still have to do the other one, and I think that's as far as I got the last time. And once I did that, I just started expanding on the colonies that I had already started to push those out further. So getting close to there. But I'm watching videos. I'm trying to
Oh,
like
I
min
love it.
max my guns and stuff. I found the credit hack so that I can use credits to buy gear, to dismantle, to get more materials, so I can make the biotic N7 armor. I really, really want that armor,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's really expensive material wise. I still have 0 iridium, and it's driving me crazy. I'm like, how am I level 12 and haven't found iridium yet?
Dude, when you messaged me that you were like all this stuff last night, I'm not gonna lie to you. My nips got a little hard.
Ooh.
Like I had to throw the shirt away. It was pretty exciting.
Wow.
I've waited a long time for this moment.
It was bound to happen. And I told
Yeah.
you I was going to.
Oh yeah.
But I was getting the feels for Mass Effect. It's that season. Every time it gets a little bit colder for some reason.
It's Mass Effect time. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have, I mean, I could have played it on my PC, but I accidentally brought Andromeda instead of Destiny, thinking I had a disc for Destiny 2 before I had set my PC up. And I didn't have it. I bought it digitally. I don't know why I thought that I had a disc. So it's been sitting there staring me in the face with the beautiful cover art because, wow, that cover art's amazing.
Oh,
when you
yeah.
flip the inside secret cover art, yeah. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Movement's great, smooth.
Really
Can you
good.
imagine how good that game would be if it weren't on Frostbite?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Dude, the multiplayer, what little, the short time period that game had, the multiplayer was so good
Yeah,
because of that
I
movement.
didn't ever try
and
it.
everything. Yeah.
I need
Oh, so
to.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
using the Mattock. It doesn't feel great, but it's still close enough.
Oh yeah. The Church of Andromeda is always welcoming more.
So Ben, give it another shot.
Please,
I
Ben.
bet you like it.
I hope
So,
you're determined to hate it. This
yeah.
is who he is.
But that brings me to a point that I wanted to ask you actually is so Origin Access is on PS4 now.
Oh, I didn't know that
And
actually.
yeah, it was a couple months ago. PlayStation had thwarted it for a while, and they finally were like, "Okay, yeah, we can put Origin on PS4." So the question I have, I don't know if you know the answer or not, is, and if Bud doesn't know, message me at me or whatever. If I buy something on, well, if I buy it on Origin, it's probably only on that platform. But if I
I
pay
think
for
so.
Origin subscription, can I play on either PC or
Hmm.
PS4?
I'll have to look because again, I didn't know it was on PlayStation yet. So
Yeah.
I'll do some research for you. But I would assume it's probably not. God, like the no-brainer option would be that it's like it saves your stuff and you can just jump back and forth.
Right.
But like
Well, not even that. I would
realistically, I
just
don't think it
wonder if
is.
like you can only play one game on one thing, or if you have to buy the subscription twice, depending on platform. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
Because
or if
I don't.
it's a different subscription for each.
Yeah. The reason is because in what's today, the fourth,
Fourth,
in
yeah.
11 days we get the Jedi Fallen Order,
Yeah.
and I want to play it, but I want to play it on PS4, and my Origin access is on PC, and I think they're linked. And
Yeah, something like
so
that you should be able to because they're going to be on both platforms.
yeah, so I was thinking about playing that and also jumping into Anthem to try out to see where that's at, because why not? If I'm already paying for it, let's see how Anthem's doing. I bet it's doing better than people know.
I mean, I'm sure the servers are running really good because no one's on them, you know.
Right, exactly. Oh, Grumpy Googled it. It doesn't transfer between platforms.
Oh,
I'd
so
have.
it is a separate. That
That's
sucks.
dumb. That's so dumb.
So you have to pay if you want it on PC and PS4. You have to pay for it twice.
Yeah.
Oh boy, feels Origin.
Yep. Come on, EA. Get your crap together.
Well, I mean, hashtag not surprised. Am I right?
Right.
Um.
Jeez.
So Ferg in chat brought up. Have you ever played Brawlhalla?
No, but I've heard about it.
Okay, so
It's like Smash Brothers, right?
yeah, yeah. So Evil J was at this huge Extra Life charity event in a Edmonton mall in Canada. Just rows and rows of people streaming, making for the kids. And so at one point in the night, he discovered something happened with his PlayStation. We don't know if his son messed it up or if it was like the connection there, but he couldn't connect any of his games on his PS4. So we were like scrolling through Steam trying to find free games to like play with him. And we're like, well, let's try Brawlhalla, you know? And yeah, it's just free to play. It's like Smash Bros. There's just a shit ton of characters, very basic, jumping, moving, hitting, light attack, heavy attack. Each character has like two weapons they can pick up. And like we've gotten really into it. It's really well
Nice.
done. Yeah.
I'll have to get it because I've been wanting to play fighting games and no one will play against me. Drafty did once, and Beard played me in Smash once. So I'll definitely have to try
Dude,
that out.
do it.
Yeah.
Brawlhalla is really good.
Yeah. Death, I'm calling you out. We still haven't played Injustice 2 together.
Oh
Jerk.
shit.
So, all right. Yeah. Brawlhalla.
I think that's all I've been playing.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's the list.
Sounds good. Well, let's get into some of this gaming news.
Oh boy. This is
For
my list.
the third or fourth week in a row, we're going to talk about Blizzard.
Hey.
J. Allen Brack apologizes for Blizzard's, quote, tough Hearthstone esports moment. This from Rebecca Valentine at gamesindustry.biz. And we said we weren't going to talk about BlizzCon stuff, but here's Blizzard trying to make good on their mistake. At the opening ceremonies of BlizzCon, J. Allen Brack, the president of Blizzard, stepped on stage to apologize on behalf of Blizzard for how it handled the Hearthstone Blitzchung incident. We moved too quickly in our decision making, and then to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry and I accept accountability. He went on to say that Blizzard wants BlizzCon to be an example of the company's ideals, with a diverse group of people from around the world joining together to celebrate video games, and that they would welcome freedom of expression throughout the event. Quote, "We will do better going forward, but our actions are going to matter more than any words. As you walk around this weekend, I hope it's clear how committed we are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places. We've actually seen and heard many of you expressing yourself this morning." However, in another article about the same speech on gamesindustry.biz by Brendan Sinclair, the president was asked if the ban on Blitzchung would be reversed, and he admitted that it will not be reversed. Blizzard is sticking to their guns when it comes to sanctioned esports events. This article was mostly an opinion piece, so rather than sharing Brendan Sinclair's opinion, which is that it was mostly marketing to allow the convention's announcements to be more welcome, we're going to talk about our own. So, Fudd, do you think the apology was good enough?
Honestly, I didn't think they're going to say anything about it at all at BlizzCon.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually surprised that anything at all happened. I think the apology itself, if that's the question we're talking about, I think the apology itself was really good. But
yes, agreed.
And it's just such a weird place to be in, with reversing anything, because like there's the rules they have for esports events, but at the same time, the level of things, the severity of things going on, it's basically a lose-lose situation.
Right.
But the apology itself, I think, was solid.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Blizzard's perspective on this, and I wrote a couple notes here. What I thought about it. I think that the decision creates a baseline for Blizzard moving forward. That political outbursts won't be tolerated at sanctioned events, and a big part of that, I think, is because there's a very large market for esports and Blizzard games in Asia, and specifically China.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were to reverse the ban, it would be telling everyone that Blizzard events would be an okay place to have any kind of political outcry or outcry at all. And by not reversing the ban, they're saying that no political outcry will ever be tolerated at those kind of events. And to, what if in this situation, not many would argue that the freedom of Hong Kong is a bad thing and that freedom of speech is generally a good thing. But what's to say that, if they allow it, then they also have to allow Nazis to say what they want, So,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is it's a lose-lose, because, it's such a messed up situation. But yeah, at the same time, where do you put the line of this is okay to do at an esports event,
Right. So, yeah, it's definitely a tough spot. I'm still not really happy with everything, but the apology, like you said, I also didn't think they were going to say anything about it. But yeah, that apology seemed to be a thing, and he even showed support. There's protests happening outside of BlizzCon for free Hong Kong type protests, and he supported that action as well, and that they are basically boycotting BlizzCon to that effect.
Yep.
So,
which is why I liked how he put in, where was it? So I hope it's clear we communicate everyone's right to express this. Okay. We've actually seen and heard many of you expressing yourself this morning, aka all the riots outside.
Yes. So, and I guess it's been, at BlizzCon, things have been good. Things have been free, I guess. Yeah. And that's but that also is the place for that kind of thing. It's a community event, not a sanctioned esports event.
Yeah. So. And as someone who's been in the Blizzard community for so long, I follow a lot of people in that scene, a lot of people that went to BlizzCon, and the actual event itself obviously was just a phenomenal event, really positive all around that I've heard from everyone there. And honestly, the announcements were amazing, which I think we should probably get into.
Yes. So we are going to get into the BlizzCon announcements. I pulled this from Steven Messner at PC Gamer. First up, Overwatch 2. And we're going to hit the highlights here. Technically, it's a full-on sequel focusing on co-op and new PvE modes. The new PvP additions, such as heroes and maps and modes, will be a shared multiplayer between Overwatch 1 and 2. We're going to stop right there for a second because I think that is amazing.
Oh, yeah. I would like, just real quick, you wrote focusing on co-op and PvE modes. So they actually came out at BlizzCon. They said the main focus is still going to be the competitive PvP side. So I've heard a lot of people like scared about that, but that's still like the focus. Just this other stuff is just icing on the cake. There. Yeah.
Instead of it being an afterthought like they did with Overwatch 1, there's an actual campaign.
Yep, and then replayable like co-op missions, and it looks like it's the campaign itself and everything. It looks really good because anyone that's watched like the cinematics, or there's not a lot of story in the actual game because it's just an arena shooter, but once you kind of get into the story and the lore of the game, like it's so rich, and so to have that like in the game is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be super cool. And another really cool thing, skins and cosmetics from Overwatch 1 will carry over into Overwatch 2.
Eat my ass, Bungie. Sorry.
Wow. We know about one new hero. His name is Sojourn, and he's Canadian, and that's all we know.
Yeah.
And there's no release date yet. So probably still a ways out.
Yeah, and then they showed I don't know if you know who Echo is. She was the white robot chick with the blue face.
Oh,
she's flying around the cinematic. She was in the McCree cinematic too. So she's popped up a couple times and was like heavily involved in the Overwatch 2 cinematic. So I think she's definitely on the list to finally be released. But
cool.
Did you cry during that cinematic?
I didn't watch it actually.
Oh man. Okay, go watch it.
I wasn't planning on talking about BlizzCon at all because we said we weren't until I sat down to do show notes, and one of the first articles I saw was the apology article.
Yeah.
And I conferred with Ben and was like, is this enough to us, do we think? And we agreed that it was. So
that's awesome, dude.
I put it together.
Yeah, watch the cinematics, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wept. I got choked up, man.
Hell yeah.
It was good.
All right. Next up, Diablo 4. And they're saying it seems to be a true sequel to Diablo 2, which makes me even more hype. Because Diablo 3 wasn't that interesting to me.
Really?
Actually. Yeah, I'm sure it was fun. And I played it for maybe an hour or two with my youngest brother, Pete. But yeah, I played so much Diablo 2.
Like, dude, Diablo 2 was live.
Years later. I think it was at 8 to 10 years later, I was still playing Diablo 2.
Oh, yeah.
Love the Sorceress and the Amazon. That's basically, I didn't play anything else. Sorceress and Amazon.
I got really into Diablo 3. I like huge into it. So anything Diablo, I'm all aboard.
I kind of just missed it because I wasn't really playing games at that time either.
Yeah.
So even when I played Diablo 3 was after the fact.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah. So it's going to have a nonlinear story set in an open world, which kind of feels very just typical Diablo. Different?
Well, I guess if it's going off Diablo 2. Because 3 was pretty linear.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. If we're going, I just have 3 on my mind.
There's no offline mode, which is new to me. Is that a thing in Diablo 3?
They have offline mode. Yeah. That's new.
Oh, there's offline mode?
Yeah, there's offline mode. That's kind of goofy, I think.
Yeah.
It's such a good couch co-op game. Like to not be able to just, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. It will, however, prevent things like dupes and that kind of stuff, like the cheats that you would get because I have no idea how many times I duped my Burza for people and
I bet a lot.
It's a deep cut if anybody knows what that
Yeah,
crossbow.
that is a way deep cut. Feel what was Diablo 2? Go ahead. Keep on.
Yeah. And there's no release date yet still.
That joke brought to you by the year 2000.
Year 2000. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I was playing Diablo 2 in 2010 still. Yeah. Crazy.
But I'm hyped, dude. Did you watch cinematics or gameplay for Diablo 4? Or did you still
Nope.
just not watch anything at all?
I haven't watched anything. I finished the show notes about half an hour before we started. So.
Okay, so which puts you in the mindset to want to go and watch it for sure. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Once you see
if
it,
Mass Effect doesn't call me back.
that is a sweet siren song.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cinematic, of course, it's Blizzard. Cinematics are next level. The gameplay looks great. They only showed like the basic, like the barbarian and all that stuff.
Is the sorceress back? That's what I want to know. Good.
Yeah.
Did they show an ice ball?
No, I didn't see one. I'll have to go back. I need to go through and do a frame by frame. But I didn't
there better be an ice ball.
Oh, there has to be.
It's like the move.
Yeah, it's just it's such cool storytelling because those games get, dark, and there's not a lot of games out there that go to that level. I just love that style of storytelling.
Did it start with "Stay a while and listen"?
Stay a while and listen.
Yeah, that mission in Diablo 2 where you go to rescue Deckard Cain from the cage that's hanging in the air, one of the best missions ever.
Oh yeah. What are you doing? Traveler.
So good. Well, that and the cow level.
You can never get enough cow level.
Oh my gosh. Such a good farm. All right. Go ahead and take this next one, Fudd.
Okay, yeah. And then the other big announcements, what I should have expected, but for some reason it wasn't on my radar, was the next big expansion for World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. So that cinematic, which I know you don't like play WoW, but the cinematic was incredible and next level. So I'll hit your points here and then I'll talk about it. So your bullet points are alternate realm of death and decay. Yes. Faction based for usual. Let's see. What's super interesting is that they're lowering the level cap to 60. I didn't see that part. Where'd you read that?
Yeah, it's in PC Gamer. It says they're squishing the level cap to 60.
Oh, okay. They've squished like item level and damage numbers in the past. I haven't seen them squish the level cap. That's kind of interesting. Because it would be like level, what was it, like 140 now would be what it was. Yeah, that's insane.
I think this is incredibly smart on their part.
Yeah.
Because this makes it way less daunting to jump in.
Oh, well, I mean, I've talked to you. I mean, I have a list of friends that I've met in the last year even that I've been like, I know you would love this. And you all say the same thing. It's very intimidating looking at 130 levels, however many hours of gameplay that is, that's super smart.
Yeah. So maybe I'll jump in. Also, I wanted to know, it's called Shadowlands. How many Shadow something games are we going to get this year?
Is there another Shadows of Mordor coming out?
No, because there was Shadow Keep for Destiny.
Yeah. Expansion.
Oh, they're all expansions too. And then the Final Fantasy 14 expansion was Shadow something as well.
Shadow. Oh, what was that one? But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, everything.
Shadowlands? No, that's this one.
No,
Shadowlands.
That's this one. Yeah. That's too funny. But so the story is going in like a crazy direction that I did not see coming. I won't do a crazy lore dump, but things that have been happening for the last 10 years in the game came to a head in that cinematic and went the direction no one expected, and it's gonna be sick. I'm excited.
It's also they're totally comic booking it with this alternate realm thing too.
Oh yeah. Well, there was already an expansion that was like an alternate reality to this, and that they've done that a couple times already, but this is I think this is the first one that's actually directly connected to what we have now. So it's always been like a portal you went to, and this one's like there was maybe a sheer wall between it, and it just got torn asunder, and it's just hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That's awesome. They did that in EverQuest as well. EverQuest 2 is an alternate universe EverQuest. So Norath is that world. And in EverQuest 2, it's still Norath, but people aren't in the same positions that they were in EverQuest 1. They're all still there, but it's like an Earth 2 kind of comic booky thing, which I thought was a cool way to do it when they did that back in 2004.
Early 2000s, man. Those were the days.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days.
So,
yeah, I'm really excited.
Cool.
I haven't played WoW in a little bit, and that I didn't expect that announcement, so I just watched the cinematic, and I was like, well, guess I gotta play that again.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, maybe this will be the one that gets me.
I hope so. That level squish, man. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All right. And we had 2 games. Well, one game came out, and one game reviews are coming out. So on Halloween, Luigi's Mansion 3 came out. So whenever these come out, I really like GamesIndustry.biz does a critical consensus, so they kind of gather all the reviews and give you a high level overview of the reviews. So this one's by Brendan Sinclair, and the reviews seem to be mostly positive, with the lowest on Metacritic being a 70 from Christopher Bird, who had this to say. Luigi's Mansion 3 is my kind of haunted house, a place that's more funny than scary. For anyone who likes Nintendo games of the Mushroom Kingdom variety, there are many reasons to book a stay.
That was a creative way to write it.
Yeah. Nadia Oxford, who gave it 4 out of 5 stars, said this. Things start off normally with visits to standard hotel rooms and banquet halls, but the closer Luigi creeps to King Boo, the weirder things get. On one hand, I don't know how a whole ass pyramid, complete with poison arrows, snakes, and piles of sand, wound up inside a hotel. On the other hand, the ever-changing scenery in Luigi's Mansion 3 makes it easy to appreciate the younger Mario Brothers' new techniques. Polygon, who doesn't do scores anymore, Chelsea Stark, had this to say. Depending on whatever imaginative level I'm on, blowing air can also be used to push carts on wheels or to unfurl a large leaf for Luigi to walk across. A burst of air can open the service counter so I can sneak behind the front desk. There always seemed to be a hidden object or ghost to uncover with my dark light. And then finally, Ryan McCaffrey at IGN, who gave it 8.3 out of 10, said this. My favorite thing about Luigi's Mansion 3 is how it never keeps you doing the same thing for very long. There may only be a small handful of overall ghost types, but thanks to the environments they battle you in and oftentimes their accessories, you're constantly forced to tweak your strategy for how to make them vulnerable so you can suck them up, slam them around the room, and capture them. And the overall Metacritic score of this game right now is 86 out of 100. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
Right.
They don't usually score low for their actual titles,
right.
you know. And I mean, Luigi's Mansion is always just like a guilty pleasure. Like that's always like a safe space, you know.
Yeah. It's Ghostbusters Nintendo style.
Yeah, exactly. And they have you played the? So we were at the local arcade here, and they actually have like a big Luigi's Mansion where you like step inside and you actually hold like the controller is the big vacuum, and you're actually playing the game like that. It's really cool. Yeah.
Nice. I probably won't be playing this. It's I'm not a platformer guy, but I'm sure we will get some personal review from Ben and his wife because she's all about that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, reviews have begun to come out for Death Stranding. The what the hell is this that we've been talking about for 2 or 3 years now. So another critical consensus, this one from Hayden Taylor at GamesIndustry.biz. And basically, people still don't know what this is, and they don't know if they like it or not. So we still don't, people that are playing it still don't understand.
That's so good.
So before I jump into the reviews here, I listened to a longer review from Kind of Funny, where they talked about this, and you are basically a delivery man. Mm-hmm. So it's you play as Norman Reedus,
yeah,
being Fudd, yeah. And a lot of the gameplay is just walking and keeping your balance, which you use the triggers to do. And then it's like you build roads, and there's like perks to building the roads and stuff like that.
I don't build roads.
Yeah. So, well, you have roads. There are no roads in Death Stranding. They're obliterated. So, Kirk McKeon gave it 3 out of 5 stars for VG 24/7. Says Death Stranding is about the spaces in between. Death Stranding is a journey. The game takes place between destinations as Sam Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, connects the cities of a post-apocalyptic America via some vague futuristic internet technology.
What a loose explanation.
Yeah.
Some vague futuristic internet technology. I love it.
I also heard that there's like a Facebook, Twitter, social element to it where like they're called porters, the delivery people will like give you likes for completing roads and stuff like that. Yeah. Weird.
It sounds an awful lot like a Facebook mobile game.
Yeah. A major theme in the mixed reviews is that the major theme is very prevalent, and that is Kojima's indulgence. So this game is just Kojima.
Yeah, exactly.
Death Stranding. Yeah. Death Stranding is a long game, anywhere between 50 and 70 hours, weighed down by its impenetrable lore, as Kojima uses it to soapbox his, quote, stoned undergrad grade existential waffle. And as Eurogamer's Ollie Welsh puts it. In his generally favorable review, Welsh describes Death Stranding as a, quote, messy, indulgent vanity project, but also a true original. He even compares it to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in the way it, quote, reframes your relationship with an open world landscape. It is grandiose and goofy, liberating and frustrating, thrilling and audaciously dull, writes Walsh. It boldly strikes out for new territory, even as it gets bogged in the mire of convention. Its preoccupations are nakedly displayed while its plot is borderline incoherent. It's hilariously indulgent of its creator.
That is probably the best written review I've ever seen in my life. That sells copies. That review right there is selling copies.
Yeah. That was a positive review.
Yeah. But I don't know.
The Verge's Andrew Webster writes in his measured review, Death Stranding is a, quote, long, bizarre journey that's both breathtaking and boring. To fully embrace Death Stranding, you have to let go of that desire to know everything, he writes, much like watching Lost or playing pretty much any JRPG. The overall narrative is just a means to an end. It's a setup for creating dramatic, emotional moments. It's not always easy to get those moments, and you'll have to suspend your disbelief quite often to fully enjoy them. But for a certain kind of player, that long, exhausting journey will be worth the effort. And the Metacritic for this is 85. And we have a listener question that will lead us into our thoughts. Admiral
That's
Nips
why I didn't want to say anything yet.
Yep. Now that Death Stranding reviews are coming in, are you more or less intrigued about it?
I don't know. So there's this coffee shop on my new route. It's like half coffee shop, half like board games and video games stuff. It's really cool. And I feel like I'm probably like, this game is going to be talked about by the coffee drinking circles wearing scarves, you know. I feel like I'm going to have to play it so I can fit in here. But it sounds interesting. I don't know, like, oh God, I don't know. I'm going to try it. I know that because it's one of those like you have to know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it reaches
right.
out where I'm going to like want to sit down and play the whole thing.
So the vibe I got, and this came from listening to that Kind of Funny. It's the Kind of Funny Gamescast, their weekly podcast. They have a daily one too. And The vibe I got is that the people who enjoyed it are the same people that enjoyed Red Dead 2, and the people who didn't enjoy Red Dead 2. And I got a lot of the same vibes of, because they kept asking the same question: is it fun?
Yeah.
Is it fun? And no one was gonna say no. Like they wouldn't say no, but they weren't saying yes either. And they were saying you have to like find something that like some little side questy thing. Like the one guy was really into building roads because there's cool perks where if you're walking on the roads that you build, if you build them a certain way, you have, I guess, like an exosuit kind of thing on your legs to help you walk forever, that they don't drain the battery in your legs
Hmm.
if you're walking on the road. And then like because of the little social media aspect, you feel accomplished when you do build roads because you're helping other people out. This game's online too. Things you do affect other people playing, but they don't at the
See,
same time.
that I didn't know, and that is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So
So
like
it's
if
like
I
a
build a road and someone's like in a different part of the game and they get to that point, like will the road I built be there?
I'm not 100% sure about that. It may be partial road. It may be because they weren't super clear, but
Hmm.
you do the like you playing does affect other people playing
Interesting.
in some fashion.
So if that's the case, I'm just going to wait a month to play it, and everyone else will build roads, and I'll just
Yeah.
walk straight there and be done.
Yeah. So the reason I compared to Red Dead Redemption 2 is because
Yeah,
the
I'm waiting
parts
for
I
this.
liked about Red Dead Redemption 2 are the parts where you're talking to people, you're camps, you're, getting into the little battles and things like that. But a big part of why I didn't really enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2 is because there's a lot of just open exploration. And there's only a couple games where open exploration really like works for me, and
Hmm.
that's Mass Effect is the one, because there's a point to it,
There's
that
already a listed
applies.
objective for it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a list of objectives, there's a point to it. Like I'm not into the same things you are where you're like, I want to go kill this rare beast so I can make cool looking gear with it. That's not for me. Like I don't
Yeah.
even do that stuff in Destiny. If it's an exotic quest and I'm not really interested in the gun, I'm not going to do it because
Yeah.
I don't need to have it. And I don't like to explore just for the sake of exploring in a game. And a lot of this game, like they said in the reviews, takes place in between. So like the gameplay of this is the parts I didn't like about Red Dead Redemption 2 that you like, and the parts that I did like about Red Dead Redemption 2 are minimalized, and those are the story beats where you're like talking to people. They said at one point you're delivering energy drinks to like a 12-year-old boy.
I thought the whole point was you're delivering a baby. Like that's what I thought.
The baby is a sensor, and it tells
Of
you,
course.
yeah, the baby is a sensor that tells you when BTs are around, which
Okay.
is the weird Death Stranding element that people who are playing the game still don't understand. They still don't know. Like, no one could really explain what a Death Stranding was. And then I also heard that like it starts off really slow, and then a lot of people enjoy it from like chapter 2 to chapter like 10, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there is where it like quote picks up. But they also said that if you really don't like it in the first two chapters, that you're still not really going to like it through the rest. It's just more
Hmm.
interesting then. And that the like end of the game is very Metal Gear.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm gonna check it out because I'm
Yeah.
like it's one of those things you have to know. At the same time,
Yeah.
it feels like someone threw ketchup on a white canvas, put it in a museum, and everyone stood around going, "Wow, oh, this is art." Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yep. That's what I keep hearing too, is that it's an art game.
Yeah,
So to answer Nips, I'm less intrigued. I'm probably not going to get this game because based on the reviews and the things I've heard, it's not for me. Because walking/balance simulator is just not really. I'm not really about it. And they say
yeah,
the combat's fun and that all the other priests are fun, but when the vast majority of the game is the walking and delivering part,
and balancing. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll just play Tony Hawk while I'm walking on a treadmill, and I'll get the same experience.
But I did, from what I heard, I specifically thought of you, Fudd, and was like, I bet Fudd would like this based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's just like, I'm glad you explained it, because at first I was like, but we knew what Red Dead was when it launched. We have no idea what this is. But once you explained it that way, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I do want to watch some streams once it actually comes out. I'm not sure. I can't remember when it comes out. It's like this week, I think. The 8th? That sounds right. November 8th.
Oh, God, it does come out this week.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's terrifying.
But, and
we're going to know.
If you mainline story, people have beat it in about 40 hours.
40 hours. Okay.
Yeah. If you mainline story. And then, but like Fran Mirabella was talking about, he's been playing for like 50 to 60 hours and he's still in chapter 3. So you can really put some time into it if you want.
Which does sound like Red Dead, because I think I put like 80 hours in chapter 3.
Yeah.
Just from
there's 14 chapters.
Shit. Yeah. Damn. I'll rent it at first and we'll go from there, I guess. But
yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the rest of these listener questions.
All right.
Take it away, Fudd.
Hell yeah. I got to finally read one of these guys. Wish me luck. This week's listener questions are brought to you by Cosmodrome Vodka's newest vodka variety, Key Lime Crayon Vodka. Forged and distilled on the all-stars of Sorrow on the Moon, KLC Vodka is a very special ingredient list that consists of the underscore Gators Florida Key Lime Pie, our signature vodka, store brand crayons, because Crayola is just too GD expensive. He's trying to say, God. Expensive, and a sacrifice of moon-based nightmares. By combining these ingredients on various altars, we've created a concoction that will taste mostly of key lime pie with just a subtle hint of burnt nightmares and paraffin wax. Due to the Cosmic Institute for Occupational Safety and Health establishing a paraffin wax fume exposure limit of 2 milligrams per cubic meter over an 8-hour workday, we were unable to acquire much of this product. The rest is left to the hidden swarm. Before our hunters started dying via crown inhalation. That makes this variety highly rare indeed. That said, bottles of key lime vodka can be found on Walmart shelves for 9 glimmer each. That's really cheap vodka. That's a bargain you'll never see again unless you use the code #FuckboyPaul at participating stores near you. We end this ad with an apology to our co-favorite gator, the underscore gator. We may have used up Florida's entire supply of key lime pie to make this vodka, so don't ask any more restaurants whether they have key lime pie on hand. You'll just be disappointed.
Oh, man.
Classic.
All right. So, these questions. First one comes from Goose, who's not the Goose that makes Destiny Item Manager, but new to our community, Goose.
Welcome, Goose.
Yeah, welcome. Love you. Who dresses better, warlocks or hunters?
Define better.
I mean, it's opinion piece. So.
Yeah, but if we're going, go ahead.
I'm going with hunters because mostly it's the helmets. I really hate warlock helmets. I think they look really dumb.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah,
but there's some really good looking warlock robes in the game.
Yeah, there are,
and
there's a lot of filigree on warlock garb.
Yeah, which I dig. And they shade really well.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with warlocks.
You're going with warlocks? I'm going with hunters, but of course we all know that Titans.
It's Titans, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Ooh, and there's a new shader that's purple that I really, really like. It's like a lighter purple. It's called Bruised in Blood. And that so it's like awesome. A little bit lighter than Melchizedek's Bramble. And then there's also like a periwinkle blue mixed with it. And it looks so good on my full Iron Banner set with Syntheseps. So good. All right. Doc wants to know, can you truly be called a human if you play as a Striker Titan? And
I think really so. Because you're playing a Titan. Doesn't matter. You're playing a Titan.
They could be all Exos and Awoken. But I don't know. What he's getting at is the whole bottom tree Titan nonsense, which I do hate. but that's because I don't ever take off my purple shield. So,
Can you
do you ever
truly be
take off
called
your
a
hammer?
human? No, I never. No, even it's very rare, unless we're doing like the hardest nightfall possible, and there's certain singes. Like, no, I'm still
Yeah.
hammering.
See, we don't have a straight. Ben would need to be here to call this out, but
I think we're
Ben
just
does.
right.
Yeah.
If you're playing a Titan, you're called a human. That's bottom line, no matter what you're doing.
Doc, I think you just need to play a Titan and see for yourself.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Marky Mark wants to know, was it considered cheating when Ross slept with the girl from the copy place in Friends season 3 episode 15? They were on a break.
I don't. I don't remember this.
You don't know?
I don't remember this.
For context, Ross and Rachel get into a huge argument.
Okay.
And they break up / on a break, but the break part of the argument of the breakup was very vague. So it wasn't clear that they were completely broken up, but it was less clear that they weren't completely broken up.
So it wasn't a full breakup, but they were definitely on a break.
Right. But it wasn't really known that it was a break. You know, it could have been interpreted as a full breakup, more so than on a break.
Well, then you need to find out that shit before you progress forward in any relationship.
Well, for more context, what Ross does is he is
I love
quite
you
upset.
so much. That was amazing. Continue.
He's very upset, and he goes down to the coffee shop, and this girl that is a cute girl from the copy place around the corner is there, and they talk a little bit, and he is being sad Ross like usual, and she invites him to go out to the bar to a party. So he does, fully not intending on doing anything with her. At this party, they get drunk and have a great time, and he forgets about the sadness for the most part because he's with fun new girl who's like, forget Rachel, she's a jerk. And typical partying at a bar, dancing happens, and then they sleep together. While what seems like Ross is under the impression that he's a single person at that point. So not only were they on a break, but it was they didn't date or anything. It was just a sad rebound type thing.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. And Rachel threw it back in his face for the remainder of the series until like the very
Which
end.
sounds right. Because honestly, if we can all agree on something, Rachel really wasn't that great of a person.
No, yeah.
She was pretty mean to most everybody, yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of bad.
Very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she only ever wanted Ross when he wasn't available, which wasn't that often.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gear Dad wants to know, when you're writing songs, do you come up with the melody first or the lyrics? So for me, I write the music first, the guitar and all that stuff. And oftentimes don't write lyrics at all because I get stuck at that point. But then when I do write lyrics, it still just comes after the guitar. So music first.
For me, as a masterful music writer myself, it's definitely the lyrics first, and then I say them out loud in different rhythms or in different structures until like I kind of like, okay, that sounds good, and then you move on to trying to figure out what kind of music to go with it and progress forward from there.
Yeah. When lyrics do come to me, it's usually like I'm listening to what I've written and I'll kind of get a melody and then I'll like throw some nonsense sentence in there in the verse or something. And then something will come out of that one sentence will evolve. And I kind of base the whole song on like one line that I think sounds cool and just go from there. So it's not really it's kind of a weird process, I think, but yeah, I don't know.
But it's your process, so it's perfect.
Yeah. He asked this because finally finished the song about safety czar for winning the song in not the last season of the weight loss challenge, but the one before that.
Has there already been yeah, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm. So I believe when the next Potato Thumbs comes out, which will probably be tomorrow as of this recording, they will play the song that I wrote and also draw the winners for the one that just ended. Just guessing though, but that's kind of how they've been doing things. I sent them the song and sent it to safety, and hope you all like it. But if you want to hear it, you got to listen to Potato Thumbs.
Hell yeah.
All right. Marky Mark. Fuck, marry, kill. Any of the NPCs at the tower. Factions excluded.
Can it all be the same NPC? I just want to know the parameters here.
However you want. That he only gave us factions excluded, so.
Factions excluded. You got an answer for this already? I can throw one out of my ass if you need me to.
I do. I'm going to kill Rahul.
Okay.
Of course. I'm going to marry Amanda Holiday.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah. But the fuck part is what is giving me trouble.
There's a lot of options.
I think I'm leaning towards Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
She's not marriage material.
No.
And Ikora just seems a little crazy. So.
Yeah, Ikora would be like a hate fuck every time. That's what it feel like.
Yeah,
you know?
she just.
There's a lot of pent up.
Yeah, exactly.
God, maybe that's what I wanted. Oh.
Oh man.
I'm definitely marrying Shax.
Yeah. I thought about that as well.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. You know, what better way? Like, that'd be the best way to wake up every day. Like, you be pumped for work every day.
Especially, did you see Icicle's Lady Shax drawing?
Oh yeah, Twitter? Incredible,
dude.
Fuck, marry, and let that kill me. That's all I'm saying. Oh man, yeah. So marry Shax. Probably. So when you go in the tower, and you turn left, you go a little ways, there's a lady holding a pad, just mumbling stuff to herself. I definitely fuck her.
Okay.
Yeah, just does things for just. I don't know, man. Her thumbs, just the best. And kill. There's a guy sweeping randomly right when you load in. I'm gonna kill that guy.
He's always in the way.
Yeah,
and he says weird crap.
Really weird crap, and he's been sweeping the same spot. It still looks dirty for years now. So the guy just needs to go.
He's bad at his job too.
Yeah, that's my answer.
All right, cool. All right, and final question of the night goes to Dosey. What genre would you classify your bedtime dreams as? Notice he said bedtime, so your daydreams don't count.
Yeah. My nighttime dreams are probably just Death Stranding. It is some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So Kojima.
Basically, yeah.
That's your genre?
Which is why I don't want to play this game, because I feel like it's just being my nighttime routine.
Oh my gosh. So I would say mine are either like weird, creepy, like philosophical documentaries.
Okay.
Because I have these like black and white dreams that are like real people and they're always talking to each other and I can never talk in them, which sucks.
Oh, that's the I hate those dreams.
Me.
Yeah.
One of them, when I was living in my apartment in Ohio right after I moved back from Vegas, my ex-wife and my entire extended family all moved into my apartment and I couldn't speak.
That's awful.
Yeah. But my dreams lately, I would classify as comedians in cars getting coffee. Such as when I got to interview Paul Simon from the back of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah. Had that dream a little bit ago. If you want more on that and Ben's weird dream with Pam Beasley, go back a couple episodes. I think the episode's called Pam Simon.
Do you want to hear a really weird dream thing that's happened to me?
Yes.
Okay, so for years, probably from the age of like 10, probably 10, I'd say like 23. Like every couple months, I'd have this recurring dream, and it was on the same street every time. I'd never seen the street that I could remember in my life, and I'd live my normal life in these dreams, and all of a sudden I'd come around the corner, I'd be on that street, and all of a sudden I had the ability to fly. Just and only on this street. And the second I left the street, I couldn't fly anymore. And so I'd spend like all night flying on this street. 3 years ago, I go to visit family in California.
Yeah.
We're driving around, and I end up on the fucking street from my dreams. And I'm like,
that's amazing.
What is happening right now? So obviously I got out of the car and jumped and nothing happened. But like I'd never been to California before this. So like I was vividly this street I flew on for like 12 years of my life in my dreams every couple months. Had never seen it and then appeared in person at it. So weird.
So you just reminded me of a thing that I used to dream about. And I don't ever remember the context or where or anything like that, but I could kind of fly in a bunch of dreams for a while. And I think the best way I could describe this is like Superboy.
Okay,
where like
yeah.
in order to pull it off, I had to get like a huge running start and jump as hard as I could and like will myself into flight. But it was like the most difficult thing in the world. Like I couldn't always pull it off. There were some times where I would never stay off the ground. But occasionally I would pull it off and I'd be able to fly. But to maintain that flight was also incredibly difficult. Like I still had to will myself to stay in the air. It's like, I don't really understand why, like why dreams, why can't you just do the thing? But I do recall also whenever I did successfully start flying, feeling amazing. Because not only was I flying, but like I was able to pull it off and like get off the ground and like beat that weird gravity feat that I didn't always beat.
Yeah. It's so like your mind is free when you're sleeping, but you're still like trapped in it. It's so like randomly, like I can't walk anymore. I guess I'm spending the rest of my dream standing here looking at stuff. Doesn't make sense.
And if I couldn't get off the ground consistently in my dream, I would wake up pissed off.
What's wrong with you today? I couldn't fly last night. God damn it.
Yep.
That's incredible.
All right. Heck yeah. Well, that's our show.
There was a lot of stuff in there.
There was. That was a good one.
That was a great one.
Bud, thanks for coming on, man.
Dude, of course.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad there's a schedule now where I can do this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, where can people find you and your content and your podcast?
Yeah. Podcast. Everything is justsomeguardians.com. You just go there. It's all there now. So easy.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So go there. All the content's there. There's direct page links to the Twitch page and YouTube and everything. And my stuff's there too. But if you want separately, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube at Elmer Fudd Games. MD.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
And don't forget, Band of the Week is To Love and Grow. You can find them at toloveandgrow.bandcamp.com. And if you want to find this podcast, you can do so at patreon.com/BarelyADS, BarelyADS.com, BarelyADestinyshow@gmail.com, at BarelyADS on Twitter, and twitch.tv/BarelyADS. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at JCJesse.
Which is the best place to find anyone.
Yeah. And
also, congrats on your weight loss.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Justin for sure. And also, go follow Safety Czar at the Safety Czar, I think, on Twitter. No, it's not it. It's like at Brian K something. I can't remember. I'll put it in the show notes. Shout out to Safety. Yeah. But yeah, go follow him. Great dude.
Mm-hmm.
So until next week, may your Jeeps be dirty, your bunny house be clean, and your disc throws long. But also, don't forget, yeet that meat.
I love it. I love it.
All right, let's clap one more time.
All right.
1, 2, 3. All right.
I will end my recording.
Please host somebody. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah. I can do that. All right. Let's see what we got going on here.
I know Poop Shizzle was on earlier.
He's still on, it looks like. Eat that meat. Let me make sure. Because it says it, but you never know. Okay, good. He is. I can't. How many times it shows it in the list, and then you do it, and they're offline. You're like, All right, folks. We are rating. Oh, I don't have permission. Wait, I'm a mod. Oh, I am just a mod. You have to do it.
Oh, yeah. It's
I'm used to just being
right?
in charge. Yeah.
Poop Shizzle, all one word.
By the way, anyone in the live stream that didn't know, I was in charge of streaming tonight, and so I quickly put together this beautiful overlay that I think really encompasses what BarelyADS believes
in. For sure. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you guys, and catch you next week.
Bye.
Why isn't it rating?
You got to push the button.
Oh, come on.
Touch my body.
It says tap to leave, and I tap it, and then it's like tap to join. There's no.
Because you're like as a viewer, I guess. I can send it, bruv.
I don't know how to send it.
This is awkward.
Hang on.
Can you pull it up on your? Yeah, you got this.
I'm going to pull it up on the desktop.
Yeah, that's what. There you go. There you go. He's fixing it. It's going to happen. This is going to be great. We're going to fucking send it, bruv. Mr. Poop Shizzle's playing The Witness. Looks like a great game. He's a great fella. He's really using his brain. Goodbye.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. Did it work? My Google Chrome is freaking out, so I can't tell.
Yeah. What?
Did the raid happen?
Yeah, it went.
Okay.